Hello Petersham kids, welcome to Kids Connect. We are so excited that you are able to join us today for Kids Connect. Petersham Kids is an amazing kids program filled with lots of fun and amazing God moments. I can't wait for you to see what we have planned for you today, so let's jump into it.
Hey kids, today we're looking at a new Bible hero, and this one is one of my favorites. We're talking about Ruth and letting us know about her story. First of all though, I found this paperclip on the ground. I wonder what it's going to be used for. Well, let's see.
Hey Petersham kids, I'm Hazel, and today I have a really cool thing to show you. Now, as you can see, I have a wonderful felt board filled with really cool felt pictures and different illustrations. As you can see, I've got an elephant drinking by the pond, beautiful rainbow. Now, on the side over here, I have a paper clip. I have a question for you. Who thinks I'll be able to move this paper clip from one side of the board without holding it, without touching it with my fingers, and move it to the other side of the board? I can see some of you saying yes and some of you saying no. Well, let's have a look. Let's see if I'll be able to move this paper clip from one side to the other side without touching it. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the paper clip there, and I'm going to let go of my fingers. Let's see. Oh, wow! Can you see that move? Isn't that amazing? It's moving all the way to the other side. It's even spinning. Oh my goodness, isn't that awesome? Well done to those that said that it would be able to. Now the question is, how did it move across? I can hear some of you say it. You are correct. Behind the board, I had a very special magnet. This helped me move the paperclip from one side to the other. You see, magnets are very special. As you can see, it has a special property where it is able to attract certain metals, and in this case, my paperclip. So it doesn't matter where the paperclip is, it can be on the table, I'll be able to attract it. It has a thing where the paperclip is able to stick to the magnet. And in some ways, we could say that the magnet is very loyal to the paperclip. The magnet is able to support the paperclip, be there for the paperclip, and in this illustration, it was able to support and help the paperclip get from one side of the board all the way to the other side without letting it fall. I think that's pretty cool. And in the same way, we can use this illustration in our own lives. You see, boys and girls, many of you will have lots of different friends. God's positioned you in different families. And with all the places that you've been to, whether it's school or daycare or maybe to a holiday program, I'm sure you've had lots of opportunities to make lots of friends. And in that way, one of the most important qualities a friend should have is to be loyal. What does that mean? How can we be loyal? Well, just like the magnet supported the paperclip from one side to the other. So to be a supportive friend is one that is loyal, so one that is able to be with that friend through all situations, whether the friend is happy or sad, is able to be there for the friend, to stick with the friend. So just an example, if you go to school, maybe it's lunchtime and there's a soccer game happening. Perhaps you're really excited to go play soccer and you just can't wait, but then you notice that your friend is really sad. Maybe your friend is even crying and is unable to play soccer. At that moment, you will have the opportunity to choose, do I want to be loyal at this moment? And how you can be loyal is to be with that friend and perhaps ask that friend, how are they going? Like, what is wrong? What can you do to support that person at that time as he or she's feeling sad? Another way to be a loyal friend is to make sure that we don't talk in a bad way about a friend, that we're always positive, that we don't talk to somebody else and say bad things about our friend. These are different ways we can be loyal. You see, this magnet was very loyal to the paperclip. It was able to help the paperclip get from one side to the other. It stuck with the paperclip. Just like how this is now sticking with many things, we can be loyal to all the friends around us. The memory verse for today is Deuteronomy 7:9. Know therefore that the Lord your God is God. He is faithful, keeping his covenant of love to 1,000 generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. This verse illustrates about how God is faithful, how he is loyal to us, and that he will always be there for us. He will support us and be there for us. So this week, boys and girls, I want you to remember the importance of being a loyal friend and how can you develop this skill of being more loyal to the people around you. I can't wait for you to see what we have next, so stay tuned.
Our magnet's so cool. Well, now we have a Bible story, so let's listen in.
Ruth chapter 1. Elimelech and his wife Naomi had 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion, and lived in the town of Bethlehem in Judah. When the area was hit with famine, they decided to leave to find food. They travelled to the nearby land of Moab and settled there to live. The Moabite people did not worship God but their own idols. Sometime later, Elimelech died. The 2 sons grew up and married local Moabite women, Ruth and Orpah. Sadly, tragedy struck again. 10 years after the 2 sons had settled in Moab, Mahlon and Chilion both died. It left 3 widows, Naomi and her 2 young Moabite daughter-in-laws, Ruth and Orpah. When Naomi heard that the Lord had provided food for the people back in Bethlehem, she decided to return. The 3 widows packed up their belongings. Naomi then told her 2 daughter-in-laws, "Go back to your mother's homes. May the Lord show you the same kindness you have shown to your dead husbands and to me. May God help you find new husbands." Naomi kissed them both goodbye and they wept aloud. "We will go back with you to your people," they replied. "No, you must return home," Naomi insisted. "You can marry again." Naomi felt embittered and that God was against her. Orpah and Ruth wept again. Orpah kissed Naomi goodbye and returned home to her mother's house. Ruth, however, clung hold of Naomi and would not let go. "Orpah has returned to her people and their gods," said Naomi. "Go back with her." "Don't urge me to leave you," Ruth replied. "Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Where you die, I will die." When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to stay with her, they both set off on the road to Bethlehem. They arrived back in Bethlehem just as the barley harvest was beginning. Their arrival caused quite a stir. Naomi's grief and suffering had changed her appearance so much that many did not recognize her. "Can this be Naomi?" people asked. What a great story! There are 2 main points that I want you to take away from this week's episode. The first point is the importance of loyalty. In the story of Ruth, Naomi told Ruth that she could go back to her own home, but Ruth stayed loyal to Naomi. She wanted to stick by her side. Even though times got really tough and things were really hard for her, she wanted to remain loyal and she wanted to stick by her friend, so that's what she did. Just like in the experiment with Hazel, where the paperclip stuck by the magnet, that's what we can do with our friends. We can stick by our friends and make sure that we don't leave them alone. Point number 2 is that God is always loyal. God is someone that we can always trust. He always sticks by our side, even though we're going, or even if we face tough times or we go through really hard situations, He is always there for us. We can talk to Him and we can ask Him for help and support. So just like in this week's Bible verse, it says that God is faithful, which means that we can trust Him and we can always turn to Him. So remember that during your week this week. How can we show loyalty to our friends at home or at school? And how can we remember that God is always loyal to us?
Thank you, Petersham Kids, for joining us today for Kids Connect. Now, parents, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to our channel, Kids Connect. And if you want to see what the rest of the church is up to, please subscribe to Petersham Online. And don't forget to follow us on social media. Have a great day.